For a long time, I only really understood God the Father and God the Son. But when I came to understand God the Spirit, that is when things got really fun. Because the Holy Spirit is an eavesdropper. It's one of his best qualities. And you know what I'm talking about. Some of you do this. You're like me, you sit in Starbucks and you pretend you're working or, drinking your coffee, minding your own business, but really your ear is like tuned to that interesting conversation right beside you. You didn't even mean to tune in, but all of a sudden you're like hearing about someone's potential proposal and you're like, what? You're planning to do it like that? No, let me give you some advice. If I had $1 for every time I've interrupted a conversation at Starbucks, been like, I'm a life coach. I can help you out here. Don't propose to her that way. She'll say no. That's free. The Holy Spirit, he is like this, okay? The Father and the Son are hanging out in Starbucks, or maybe fourth. I don't know how much of a coffee snob you think God is, but they're hanging out having a conversation, the Father and the Son, okay? They're talking about you. They're like, oh, my daughter so-and-so. Did you see what she did yesterday? Can you believe how brave she was? Can you believe that she stepped out and she tried that thing even though everything inside of her told her not to do it? And the Holy Spirit's like sitting there and he's like, oh, they're talking about her again. How interesting. Oh, what are they saying? Oh, they're saying how brave she is. Wow, she really is brave. And then his job is not just to overhear that conversation, but his job, what he's created to do, is to tell you about that conversation. Is that not a conversation that you would like to hear? And that is a conversation that you have access to because of the Holy Spirit. Did you realize that? I never realized this. I spent so many years trying to connect with this untouchable God that I had no idea he was as close as my breath. That I could just stop and listen instead of talking all the time and hear from God. From God, the creator of the universe. What is man and woman that you are mindful of us? But he is. He's so mindful of us that he is talking about you right now. And the Holy Spirit is listening in, and he is like, sister, brother, do you want to hear what the Father and the Son have to say about you? And we miss it. We miss it all the time. We miss it because we don't know. We miss it because we're too busy looking on Instagram to find out what everybody else thinks about us. We miss it because our worries and our stresses and our pain completely cloud our vision. But the point is that 1 Corinthians 2 verses 10 to 11 says, these are the things God has revealed to us by his Spirit. Now listen to this. The Spirit searches all things, even the deep things of God. This is the conversation. The Spirit is hearing the deep things of God. For who knows a person's thoughts except their own spirit within them? In the same way, no one knows the thoughts of God but the Spirit. And what does the beginning of this verse say? It says that the things that God reveals to us, he reveals through his Spirit. So the Spirit knows the thoughts of God, and the Spirit reveals everything about God to you.